The truth behind the legends of highwaymen. Imagine riding through a shadowy forest, only for a masked figure to leap into the road shouting, "Stand and deliver!" It's a scene straight from legend, but highwaymen weren't just dramatic rogues. They were complex, dangerous, and fascinating figures. Let's pull back the curtain on the myths and uncover the shocking truths about these infamous outlaws. Highwaymen were a product of the 17th and 18th centuries when England's highways were bustling but poorly policed. They targeted stagecoaches, riders, and mail wagons, striking terror into the hearts of travelers. These bandits weren't mere beggars with weapons. They dressed like aristocrats, blending elegance with menace. Fine cloaks, tricorn hats, and polished boots were as much tools of their trade as their pistols. Take Claude Duval, who reportedly charmed his victims with his manners and even danced with one before robbing her. Romantic, right? Except when charm failed, Duval and others weren't shy about using violence. If you're loving this dive into history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more to uncover about the legends that shaped our world. Then there's Dick Turpin, perhaps the most famous highwayman, but his story is far darker than his legend. Turpin was a thief, a murderer, and a braggart. His ego led to his downfall when he wrote a letter boasting of his crimes. But here's a twist. Turpin's legendary midnight ride from London to York was fictional, invented by a novelist long after his death. Highwaymen didn't work alone. Gangs often plotted elaborate heists, scouting roads and ambush spots for days. One infamous gang stopped an entire convoy of stagecoaches, robbing every traveler before vanishing into the night. These heists fueled their lavish lifestyles, but they also spelled their doom. The penalty for highway robbery, death by hanging, and public executions were a spectacle, drawing massive crowds. Some highwaymen embraced their fates with flair, delivering gallows speeches that cemented their legends. But why do we romanticize these criminals? Partly because of folk tales, songs, and plays that painted them as noble rebels. These stories often ignored the harsh reality. Most highwaymen robbed for personal gain, not justice. Here's a bizarre anecdote. One highwayman robbed a stagecoach only to discover his mother among the passengers. Awkward, right? Another famous tale involves a robber who left a thank you note, signed with a flourish after a particularly lucrative heist. By the 18th century, better roads, faster coaches, and the creation of early police forces like the Bow Street Runners ended the highwayman's reign. Yet their legends endure, immortalized in literature, films, and even video games. From Robin Hood comparisons to romanticized rogues, highwaymen blur the line between villain and hero. But here's the truth. They were neither purely noble nor entirely cruel. They were human, shaped by their time and circumstances. So, the next time you hear a tale of dashing outlaws, remember the reality behind the legend. Now it's your turn. Were highwaymen heroes, villains, or something in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories from history.